the longer the match goes on, Steve? What do you think?
No, I don't think so. I don't really think so. I think, you know, even if you're tired, this is the World Championships. You're firing on adrenaline, so you know, you just go to sleep afterwards. But they won't go to sleep during.
Okay, back out we go. This is the last one of the session.
Yeah, Steve Davis said there's plenty of time to sleep when the World Championship finishes. When you're out there, the adrenaline keeps you going no matter how long the matches are. But these young boys are so fit these days. Won't be taking too much out of them. When you turn professional, every player's ambition is to win the World Championship at the Crucible Theatre. Meanwhile, Judd can't wait to get to the table after that last shot from Ding. 75% with the long pot successes. And if he's straight on the black, he can't do much with it. He's very, very good, as I mentioned, from the cushion. There's the slightest of angles. Now, he seems to be able to force these in, whereas a lot of players would just drop them in when they're close to the cushion. Be interesting to see how he cues this one, because he's one of the best I've ever seen from this position when forcing it. There you go. Amazing. You know, that looks so easy what he's just done there, but it's far from easy, I can assure you.
Well, you couldn't cue a ball better than that off the cushion. Struck that absolutely beautifully. Could never get perfect on any red, but he's got this one to the left middle.
9.
And able to hold for the pink. Last frame of this first session. And what a very entertaining session it's been. It started off like a house on fire. First 2 frames. Since then we've seen a few mistakes. We've seen some unbelievable potting. And we've had our fair share of exciting finishes to frames. So all in all, tremendous session.
Judd Trump, 15.
Just went slightly out of position there. Yeah, this match will continue in the morning, starting at 10 o'clock. A lot of people will be watching the royal wedding, but you'll be able to watch the snooker on the red button also. I think it's just a brilliant lineup for the semi-finals. We've got a Chinese player, we've got a player from England, we've got one from Wales and one from Scotland.
딩전휘vs's last safety shot just finished on the baulk line. Put no pressure on Judd's safety, but he didn't make a good job of it. And you've got to be careful with this one. You can always get a double kiss off these reds. Pretty good, but just clip the baulk colour, which has stopped the cue ball from going tight against the baulk cushion. So hand on the table, you'd expect a better safety. Could be in behind the yellow here. He'll be close. That's the problem. You leave your opponent with his hand on the table. There's no way that anyone could get that amount of side on if they were tight against the baulk cushion. Oh, this looks good. This looks very good.
Mikhail Tab just having a look to see where the cue ball is. Judd stepped back to let her see exactly where the cue ball is, just in case there's a misplayed, so that she can replace it. He's got a little gap there, believe it or not. There's not much of a gap. Oh, he played that with swerve. What a shot he's played there. And that picture showed you the white swerving. And like that shot here, the crowd responding to. Just watch the swerve here. See the white turning to the right as we look at it? Oh, 10 out of 10 for that one, Judd. Not bad under the circumstances there.
Yes, I would agree with that, Dennis. He was in a lot of trouble there. At least he found a path back to balk. It was a tremendous safety from Judd Trump the time before. And 딩전휘vs트럼프 just, as we know, frightened to leave him a long pot because he fancies in getting it. It's putting pressure on every part of his game.
Well, it may have looked a little bit reckless, but you look where he's got the cue ball. Okay, he didn't get the pot and he scattered a few reds, but he played that as a shot to nothing. And had he have potted this, he did well to find the gap round there. Oh, but once he cannoned the reds, how did he miss those two?
Well, it was unbelievable. He missed one by a fraction and then another one by a fraction.
Well, one mistake now, just look at the way the balls are situated. One mistake could cost you the frame. And that is that mistake. Tried a very thin safety there. And Judd Trump now has the chance with the balls all over the table. The black may be a little bit tied up. Ding's got to sit down there and see what happens here. A little thin snick required. Missed it altogether. Could do with the pink back on its spot, because I think at the moment the black is not available. Might just play up the blue here, but he could try and get the pink back up onto its spot. Well, it's going to have to be the green now, and then just concentrate on blues until he can do something about the black.
Four. Five.
Be interesting to see this. He might just decide to just knock as many blues in as he can here. And having said that,
10.
I think he almost dropped on the red to the left of the black, but I would just concentrate on the blue for the time being.
$11. $16. 17.
Well, he's still on the blue. Here's one for you, John. Who sang that song? I never
22.
felt more like sinking the blues. Well, singing the blues, not sinking the blues. It's this young man that's sinking them.
Well,
23.
I think the original was by Guy Mitchell, but Tommy Steele did a version of it. You're not going to start singing, are you, Dennis?
I knew you would know the answer. And he is concentrating on the blue.
28.
He keeps getting the
21.
correct side.
Yeah, he's okay, and of course, as you say, he's just happy just to be chipping away here. This is the important frame, last frame of this session, and to have any sort of advantage, you'd be contented with it. And on the overall play, I'd say he probably deserves to have a two-frame advantage. He's, as Stephen Hendry said in the studio, he's looked the more comfortable in this first session, but every credit to 딩전휘vs트럼프 for coming up with the goods, because he was put under pressure early on.
That's okay. He's not bothered about knocking the black safe.
34.
He's got an angle on both reds to get back up for that blue. He's already potted 5 of them. He might as well win the frame with all blues.
$35.
Beautifully played again. He's never looked like finishing straight or the wrong side of this blue.
$40.
Red colour red needed to get us to the snooker's
41.
required stage. And he's just about made the angle on the blue.
$46.
So that's 7 reds and 7 blues he's potted, and he's 61 ahead. He's just had a quick glance at the scoreboard. The applause tells you that 딩전휘vs트럼프 needs a snooker. But he has played his part in this opening session of this semi-final. It's been superb. The start was amazing. Ding opened with a 102 break. Judd responded with 110. Okay, there hasn't been many big breaks since that, all in the 40s, 50s. But it's been a very entertaining opening session. And 5-3, well, Ding won't be too concerned. He could quite easily win the second session, 5-3. Well, what about that? Played with the right hand, by the way, bridging over the red, right-handed. And there's another blue. Well, he won't be getting a red and blue here unless he doubles this one.
58.
Well, if he does, Dennis, I want you to break into song.
No, he's going to cut this one in and play for the pink. It's a straightforward, easy shot to play, isn't it? Frame over, he's having a little bit of fun. As Stephen Hendry said, this boy enjoys every minute at the snooker table. And he's potted it. He's potted it. And he's hit the knuckle and he's on the blue.
Come on, Dennis, give us this, the opening line.
I never felt more.
Singing the blue.
Oh, it's not going. That would have been the 10th blue. It's not going to make it. What a fabulous session of snooker to open up this semi-final. Well done to both players. And